September 9th, 2016. Guys, they're finally putting out a spaghetti model for 92L, the storm off the tip of Florida. The green line, and that's from the LBAR model, is the one that I'm agreeing with. I said it in the earlier video that it looked like all the lower and upper air currents are moving north across the Gulf. And this is a change because the only model we had before had it going straight across. Now they're starting to drift north. That could change. And have we had precedents for a storm forming in this section of the world and becoming very powerful? Yes, we have. Maybe one of the most powerful storms ever. Notice your date there, 2005, August 23rd. See where the number 1 is? This storm was not named. It was just a disturbance. As you go through the steps, at step 2, that was the 26th. Step 3, you've got a Cat 5 in the middle of the Gulf. Step 4, August 29th, 2005, Hurricane Katrina slammed into the Gulf Coast. I was in Biloxi. They were erecting the Hard Rock Casino. I still have pictures, guys, and they made us evacuate. I went 120 miles inland to my home, and we had 120-mile gust here. No power for lights or water for 2 weeks. Now, what happened is it was setting down there in day 1 on the 23rd. It was a tropical depression. Notice the color bars on the model in the top left that I've got kind of faded over. That's a tropical depression starting out, then tropical storm. It did not start to become a hurricane till it was over the southern tip of Florida. It caught everyone off guard because, again, it came out of nowhere, just like the storm we're watching now. As you go through the time scale and watch the motion, you can see the storm dip south into the Gulf, and the lighter color started going from a Cat 1 to a 2 to a 3 to a 4, and you've got a couple days there when this thing was a Cat 5. Look at the eye on Katrina. The devastation was unbelievable. Now, unlike Ivan, who was almost as strong, Ivan started way out in the Atlantic, guys. That was a Category 1 way out. This thing reminds me of Katrina, which was maybe the most destructive storm to ever hit the continental United States. One of the most powerful in the world. That's why I watch these hurricanes. They can form out of nowhere. This one happened to take the path that I'm predicting for the storm we're watching now. Now, there's no way to know if it will strengthen that much. But this trail that you see behind it in the orange and reds, and then right over the Mississippi Gulf Coast, that's the amount of rainfall that it left as it tracked through. Check that out, guys. So you had, during the stages where it was a Cat 1, you had more rainfall than you did any other time. But right there along the Gulf Coast, all of that rain helped flood New Orleans. I think it was maybe 1,600 to 1,800 people lost their lives. If you've never seen the area before or after, it's amazing. It was total devastation for probably 100 miles along the coast there. Much of it has not been rebuilt. The areas of Gulfport and Biloxi are unrecognizable to this day, except for new construction. You can't tell much about it. Guys, we're just watching it. I wanted to mention this because it reminds me of Katrina so much. I'm not saying it'll get that strong. What I wanted to do with the video is point out that a storm can come out of the same location as nothing, just a wave, quickly develop into one of the most destructive we've ever seen. We're watching it, guys. I'll do another late report. If this thing starts to strengthen and curves up, I'll be on the coast filming as long as they will let us stay there. It's a heads up. Be safe.